Hi guys, long time no see. The Mercury retrograde is finally over and I'm back. So you might guess it hit me kind of hard this time. It did, but luckily I survived. Here's the Seven of Pentacles from the Victorian Romantic Tarot, and it's the card for me right now. So today's little update video is got a lot of that Seven of Pentacles vibes. I'll be sharing some books, some late purchases, preparations, what I'm up to, and share a little bit more about my Mercury retrograde. So if you're in for a little random story time, do hang on. So in case you don't know, I'm currently moving. We're moving from an apartment to a real house. Finally, my dreams are coming true. We're getting our own house with our own garden, and that's where my mind is right now. That's why I really haven't been posting also videos, because all my obsessive Scorpio thoughts are decorating, renovating the new home, and I bet you guys don't want to hear about it. Me obsessing about my copper bathtub or copper sink or whatever. The ones who are interested, you'll see it later on. But let's start with the Mercury retrograde story. So, yeah, I knew Mercury was going retrograde. It's May. But we had no choice than to continue with the process of buying a home. And I gotta say, doing that and also doing the whole buying process online isn't the best thing that you can do during a Mercury retrograde. We had so many issues, like problem on top of problem on top of problem, delays after delays after delays. And the weirdest stuff, I had to drove hundreds of kilometers to help my mom get some ID and paperwork and things done so we could do all the paperwork. And some point during that process, I was just like, this will never happen. This will never go right. But eventually it did. And by the end of this June, we'll get the keys to our new home. And what I talked about the Seven of Pentacles is like, while I'm obsessing about the new place, there's not much I can do right now. I can't really pack the things. Well, I can kind of sort things out, but I'd rather just, when we get the moving boxes, to pack everything in and get it done. I'm fast and effective when the time is right. But I've been planning my new witchy room in my new home, and that's my greatest obsession. It's gonna be the main color, like petrol blue, greenish blue. Like it's gonna match the colors of John. And this postcard that we framed, that we picked up from Pompeii, of the Villa of the Mysteries, is going to be the centerpiece of it all, and it's going to be amazing. Whenever I can't do much, I tend to online shop a bit too much. Yeah, it's bad quality, I know, guilty. What can you do? One of my purchases was inspired by the painting that we made from Pompeii. It's called The Mystery. It's a book by Peter Mark Adams about the mysteries, the Dionysian mysteries. And it is gorgeous with the images cut from different pieces of that painting. I haven't had time reading it yet, but I gotta repeat my thanks to Red Panda Tarot for giving me the tip of this book in Instagram, since I didn't know that this even existed. And it's gonna be perfect, but I'm gonna save the reading for it to the new place. Because I've already packed away majority of my tarot decks, almost all of them, I only have my Victorian Romantic Tarot since this came, after I've packed the rest. I've been working a lot with this deck and a few others. The Everyday Witch, which has been on my nightstand for months, and the new Triomphe de Luna, the illustrated Pips version. But when I ordered this deck, I couldn't get the book, but I found this. I was shopping at Tarotvuoti, the little, well, the huge local tarot shop here, and I found this used, the, accompanying guidebook, which doesn't actually come with the deck. So I found this. It was a really nice find. But I've been also buying a lot of witchy books. And I guess, well, kind of fitting. I realized when I started to pick up the piles of the new books that I've inquired lately, I realized that they're all written by gay men. And, well, it's Pride Month, so happy Pride to everybody. First of all, I have to highlight Nicholas Pearson. I first got his Crystal Basic book, and I fell in love with this. The way he writes, the amount of kind of science behind everything. It was so good, and it's been so inspiring for me on my work with my crystals and my minerals and stones. And so, of course, whenever I see one of his books, I can't pass it. So after that, I got this one, The Flower Essence from Witch's Garden by Nicholas Pearson also. I've been really intrigued to read more about flower essences since I'm finally getting my own garden. So that's going to be amazing, even though this is going to be next summer's process to be able to do this, because this summer, no chance for me to be growing my own flowers and probably won't have time to do all that. But at least I'm prepared for next summer. And this week I found this, Stones of the Goddess, Crystals for the Divine Feminine, also by Nicholas Pearson, and I can't wait to dig into this. I love the way he writes these books, but also the illustrations are like really nice in these books. And they're jam-packed with information. So that was first, Nicholas Pearson. Then secondly, I didn't own any books from Ivo Dominguez Jr. before, but then I randomly just stumbled on one of his interviews on Spotify, and I was immediately hooked. And then I listened to other interviews from Spotify and YouTube, and after listening enough, I decided to order some books. First of all, The Practical Astrology for Witches and Pagans. This sounded like really interesting, because my astrology studies, I realized quite soon that I don't have what it takes, at least for now, to really dig so deep into astrology, because I would have to give a lot of time to just astrology. But this is like using the planets and stars for effective spell work, rituals, and magical work. So it sounded like the perfect type of astrology book for me, since I got the basics down, and I do use astrology in my spell work, but I wanted to read this. So this was what got me hooked into Ivo Dominguez Jr. Then while I was listening more, I found out about this one, The Four Elements of the Wise, working with the magical powers with earth, air, water, and fire. And what I heard about this book, that it's not going to be a fast read, it's going to be more challenging, more intellectual, and I can't wait to dig into this one. And I'm super excited to be able to spend my fall evenings in my new witchy room, fire in the fireplace, reading this, maybe in my copper bathtub while chilling in water. Let's see. Taking it to the woods with me, or my new open fire that I just bought, this amazing outdoor fireplace. Maybe all of those places. Or chilling in my new hammock that I also just bought. I said, I've been on a shopping spree. But hey, I'm in the Seven of Pentacles mood, preparing for the new nest. So, and the last book from Ivo Dominguez Jr, Keys to Perception, a practical guide to psychic development. This was really interesting. I do have Matt Oren's Psychic Witch, and I've read several different books about the same topics in this, but I'm really eager to hear Ivo's twist on things. So those were my 3 books by Ivo Dominguez Jr. Then the last author, none other than Cristopher Penczak. And this is my newest book from Penczak. Is The 3 Rays of Witchcraft, Power, Love and Wisdom in the Garden of the Gods. A quite lot smaller books than, you know, the rest of my books by Penczak, but it looked interesting, so I just had to get it. I've been reading Penczak's Temple series lately. It's taking forever to get through these books. They aren't fast reads, even though the text is amazing. It's easy text to read, but there are so many exercises that, and you're supposed to, if you read these by Mr. Penczak's advice, it would be, you know, it would do yourself good if you would read one of these in a year. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reading kind of like one chapter, doing the exercises, leaving the book be for a while, read something about other books in between, and get back to this. And between these books, I always have a highlighter. I keep on painting my book, because there's so many good things in this. And I just, as a non-native English speaker, for me, it's really important that the text is flowy, it's interesting, it's like really readable. This is why I've really been interested on Penczak's writing. They really seem to be conversational and just lovely books to read. And I know it's gonna take me ages to get through all of this, just because my whole summer is gonna be like renovating, decorating, wallpapers, doing whatever, fixing everything, putting everything on their place. But whenever I don't have like a physical outlet to be able to do something, then things like this tend to happen. And I don't know if you've seen this behind me. I don't use sage much, but look at the size of this guy. This is something that I went in and bought right after we signed the papers on the new house, because it's 3 stories, the house. The family has been living there for 30 years. There's gotta be a lot of cleansing to do, and you know, after the renovation and everything. So I decided, if ever, now is the time for a huge bundle of sage. So preparing for the cleansing. And just something really special to me, hubby got me this. Meet Mr. Rainbow Cheekbones. He's a quartz crystal skull from Himalayan quartz, and he's my new friend. So cool. He's been coming to the forest with me and my daughter. We've been doing a lot. He's really like good size to travel with. And I think this skull is gonna be a travel buddy also. And he has a little aura in the cheekbone, hence the name Mr. Rainbow Cheekbones. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Getting ready for the move, fixing things in this place, planning in my head. I'm visualizing my new rooms. I'm just closing my eyes and I can see them ready already. So whenever we get the keys to the new place, it's nothing but just doing. It's like I'm gonna be full on bulldozer mode and just bringing out those things that I've already visualized to life. The plan is there. We've bought all the materials. We found the perfect wallpaper. It took us forever to find the perfect shade. But I think after we're done, it's gonna be amazing. Because this apartment, even though it was a great place and I'm grateful for it, keeping us sheltered during the tough COVID years, but this never felt like a real home. And now I finally have a chance to settle down, to start planting the seeds in my garden, and not only, buying more books, filling in the bookcases. I already filled up Julia. She's bursting out of books, so I had to go and buy her a twin sister. So we're gonna get 2 new bookcases, or 2 bookcases in the new room, which is nice. Because all these amazing books that I've acquired, they need space where they are, stored nice and safe. Yeah, but I guess that's what's been going on. A shit ton of Mercury retrograde shit, which was mind-blowingly crazy, but we made it. Yeah, Saturn is retrograde now. Let's see what that does. I don't know. But I don't know, it's just my obsessive Scorpio nature that I haven't been able to sit down with the camera and talk about things that you guys might find interesting, because it's all about the new place for me right now. Even the hubby is getting bored when I'm talking every day, all the time. All the time I have suggestions, what color there, what we're gonna do there. I know I can be a bit too much sometimes, but sometimes the weaker qualities that other people see are weaknesses, they can also be strengths. So whenever we get to go there, I'm gonna execute like a bulldozer, and it's gonna be, and everything's gonna be perfect and ready in no time. So apologies if there isn't a lot of content coming to my channel, but I don't want to bore you guys also, as I'm boring the hubby and the rest of my family. So this is just this time that I'm gonna need to, take my 7 of Pentacles time, plant the seeds, and when all that is done, then I'm able to free my brain capacity to other things also. And I would also like to say hi to all the new subscribers, because I just realized I haven't been even on my channel checking what's going on, and I realized that I have already over 1,000 subscribers. So hi new guys, really happy to have you guys here. Please just be active in the comments, say hi, introduce yourselves. It's amazing, and sorry I haven't been all there for you guys. But I appreciate the space and patience. And I would also love to hear from the rest of you. How's life? What's going on? Tell me down in the comments what's going on. Love to hear from you. Until next time. Bye guys.